We are back. We are back, and Lou is sneaking. What?
There he is.
Right there. Yeah. So we are having a lot of fun tonight. We just finished up the 5-liner, and we are getting into the fresh news section. And this is my favorite part right now. The 5-liner was a lot of fun. I felt like we learned a lot, but this fresh news has got me so excited right now.
Guys, I'm looking at this website right now, and I can't tell you how excited I am to have this solution for customers. I mean, guys, no, I am a seriously caffeinated Cuban over here, okay? But I stay excited about what it is that that we can do to help our customers out. And anytime there's a new toy inside of the dog's toy bin, the dog's all pumped up and excited and almost crying because they're so happy. Well, that's how I feel that this toy, this tool is right here available for customers right now. So I'm going to get out of the way. It's fresh news time. We have Nikki and Chris that are with us, and they are Brewing Solutions. And man, do they got some fresh news for you folks.
Oh, wow. So, okay. So the fresh news, folks. So we have two guys here we've been talking with, and you guys have been listening to the show. You know what their history is, where they're coming from. They are,
if you don't go listen,
they started their company. They sold their company to Carvana. They became executives with Carvana. So what's the fresh news on that, folks? What's going on with Carvana? What's the story on that?
Who do you pick?
I'm gonna let Chris go. Let's go, Chris. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, we had 3 great years at Carvana, but that time has come to a close, and we're eager on starting our new business called With Clutch, which I alluded to a little bit earlier too. But the idea being, With Clutch is a platform that allows you as a consumer to refinance your auto loan in a super seamless, easy way. And I guess one of the things that we observed while both at Carlypso and then at Carvana is, hey, a lot of times people go in, they get an auto loan, they think they're locked in for 5 to 6 years. And a lot of times their credit was just a circumstance of their situation at that moment in time. And yet they continue to make payments, they get better over time. And so we wanted to create a product that allows them easily to swap out that old loan for a new loan that could better represent their credit today. So where if they were, if they had gone through a divorce or made a bad investment, or just by nature of some other circumstance, ended up in a loan which wasn't representative of their best self, then we're able to get them into a new loan that is going to be representative of their best self today.
I love the idea. The idea is wonderful. It's not an idea anymore, guys. It is
real.
Real. It is real right now, and it's in its infancy stage. So I know that it still has a lot of growing that's going to be happening. You guys are going to be doing what it takes to make this product the best product that you could possibly make it for people out there. And wow, this is a solution. We talk about solutionaries here at our show all the time. The Rise of Solutionaries. We have the Solutionary series. We honor you guys. You guys are definitely solutionaries. I think that this whole idea, everything you've come out with, is a solution for something that's going on out there. So you guys definitely are problem solvers. And I definitely honor that. So Nicholas, so what are you thinking about this? So there was a huge step for you guys to do this. So how excited are you?
Well, I'm super excited. It's this entrepreneurial bug that doesn't let you alone. Like you wake up in the morning like, I want to try something new. Have you thought about this? Could you do that? And so I'm really excited for the next phase. That's also the phase of Carlypso that I enjoyed most. The very beginning, where you have a hypothesis and you start talking to customers, and you figure out whether or not you actually have a solution, or whether this is just something that you brewed in your head and doesn't work. And so from our chat, actually, Fred, when we chatted a couple of weeks ago, you really said something that stuck with me, because you said, well, this could cause chargebacks on the dealerships if you refinance. And so obviously we want to create a solution that's better for everyone out there. And that's why that's what I kind of alluded to earlier when we had a quick conversation around the product. The best product for the market would be a product that doesn't actually need to be refinanced, because the loan automatically adjusts the interest rate based on how you made your payments. And because we don't want to hurt dealers. Like, we're friends with dealers. We've been dealers ourselves. We're friends with you guys. We want to create a product that makes it better for you and easier for you to sell cars, yet that helps the consumers down the road. And so stage 1 is refinance. Stage 2, which hopefully will follow up very quickly, is an entire new product line.
I think that stage 2 is going to be 10 times, you know what I mean, compared to the refinance. I think refinance is great, but the idea of what you're doing is not having to refinance. It's the start a loan, finish a loan, and while you're doing it, you get rewarded. Speaking of rewards, like you mentioned earlier in the 5th question, you get rewarded for doing the right thing, and also not penalized so bad for having an issue, a divorce, a bad investment, like Chris was talking about earlier. You know, life happens to people. The world happens to people. A virus happens to people, you know, and when things like this happen, it's good to have a solution or people like you two out there looking to help people and find a solution that can help them not feel like they're getting sucker punched in the face because they had a small mistake happen in their life they had no control over, you know. And wow, I don't even know how really have words for that. That's how awesome I think this is, guys. I think that whatever I can do here at this show, we can do for you guys as this starts to grow. Whatever, you know, if you guys want to come back on the show to talk about phase 2 later, I definitely want to have you guys back here. I think that this this product is going to be revolutionary, and I think that it's going to be talked about pretty big across the country, because I think it's no longer is a competitor to other dealers. It is now a tool. It is now a asset to a dealer. It is almost like a necessity to have in your store if you do subprime finance. It's, to me, it is. I don't see it'd be silly to not have that available for my clients. If you came to me and you called me and you were telling me this product was available, and I said, I don't want it, you don't want to give it to that dealer anyway. Obviously, he doesn't care, right? He's not a solutionary, right? You know what I'm saying? So that guy's gonna disappear anyway. He's not going to be there a long time. But there's going to be plenty of dealers that are gonna. I hope there's going to be plenty of dealers, because I know I would, that are going to be like, hey, we need this product. Finance managers most of the ones I know are going to be all about this product. I can't wait for them to see this show. This show is going to be coming out this Monday coming up too. Yes, so I'm excited to release this and tell everybody about this and let them hear about this. So I think you guys should get ready to probably get some phone calls from some of our friends.
Yes, and stretch out to that. So recalling that conversation and protecting the dealer and making sure that there aren't chargebacks inside of different scenarios. What different things did you do? Because and before you expound on that, just again talking to car guys and car gals out there that definitely want to find a solution for customers, understand the power of what this tool is. A lot of times customers are stuck in a bad scenario, and I'm not saying anything that you guys don't know. I'm not telling you guys about negative equity that you've never encountered. Some of you have had sales, promotions, you use your rebates, you use special finance rates to try to curb the negative equity that a customer has. We're talking about a tool that's designed to actually start chopping down where it is that a customer is in the negative equity sphere. As the commodity is not getting cheaper, folks, and finance is getting to become more and more of a maze in actually finding your way to the solution or the product that you need to purchase the product that you want or need, right? Yeah. So inside of that, you guys have developed this, and I'm sure there's so many different tweaks and improvements that you're going to have. Like we discussed before, you're going to find different tweaks that have to happen. A couple of things are going to fail, and it's just going to get better. It's part of the evolution process, right?
That's true.
But what is it that you guys are doing to make sure that it does complement the dealer and consistently complement them, and they don't have to fear putting this tool inside of the customer's hands? Because sometimes, I'll be honest, a dealer doesn't want customers to know certain things, right? And that's a culture that we are trying to kind of break away from and start to say, hey, how about we actually all read the same book together and try to come up with a good conclusion at the end, or agree on where we were going, right? And I don't like hiding. Being transparent is the way things should be. And sometimes people don't believe you when you're being so genuinely transparent.
That's
to them.
True. It is very true.
I mean?
Irony, isn't it?
Yeah. So what is it that you did? What kind of tweaks and such did you do to make sure that a dealer doesn't have to worry about this impacting their chargeback end?
Well, I would argue it's a process, right? I'll give you an analogy that helps understand the way we think. So when we started Carlypso, we thought we were a car selling company. We thought we were an online dealership. What we ended up selling to Carvana was a technology. So we built a car company and then ended up selling software. And so what I envision us see here is we start with a little refinancing company, but we'll work with dealers like you if you're willing to cooperate and help us develop a product, and we'll learn. And then while we started out with just a refinance product, the product that we may actually be selling may be a loan product, and the audience is not the customer but the dealership. And so this is just in constant iteration. I don't have all the answers today. That would be crazy if I claimed that, because it's just not true. But I know who to call. I call Lou and Fred and tell them, hey, can we try this? And you'll tell me whether or not that's a good product, and we'll tell the other dealers in your community, and we'll try it out. And if it works, great. If not, we'll keep iterating.
Exactly right. And we'd be happy to fill those calls anytime. That's how we brew solutions together, no doubt about it. And you're right. Everything's evolving. If anything is exactly the same all the time, that means it's not working anymore. Eventually it's going to phase out. So you always have to make it, like, you're going to start with the refinance. You're going to get your stuff going, get the credibility right, get the, like you said, tweak everything out. And then when your next product comes out, it's going to facilitate for everybody. It's going to be like, hey, and I'm going to tell you, I can't wait for phase 2. I think this is great that what you have right now, but I think phase 2 is going to be mind blowing, guys. So kudos to you for taking this huge step.
Well, like thanks for giving us feedback in a very, maybe not that direct way, but we heard you loud and clear. And so we told ourselves, listen to feedback.
Yeah. And that's exactly what we're doing, right? When we have to be able to listen to all sides. To be able to understand how to piece this puzzle together. Yep. Everybody thinks different. Everybody has their own apprehensions inside of going forward with any sort of a business transaction. And as we discussed before, you don't know what you don't know, right? But you have to know somebody you trust to tell you about what you don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to find somebody you trust to give that explanation to you. You know, so it's great.
I think it's wonderful. Like, right, you know, I think it is. And you talked about earlier the whole, where I just kind of lost my track of thought, but I did. I lost it. So apologize for that. He started talking about it, so I started listening to it. But you know, it was. I'll think of it here in a second. Go ahead, Lou. But
no, I just seriously, really put myself in a posture of honor to anybody that wants to come on here, talk with a couple of car guys that are in. Our posture is to get to a point of, we don't know everything and we don't know everyone. And we want to know people that actually want to bring solutions. And the biggest thing that I think has been a stone wall inside of the car business is that, and we joked about it in the last episode, but that we know everything. Every car guy knows everything. Sure. And although we are some of the best in sales, the best sellers that there are, right? We're the quintessential salesmen. Right? Because of that, we often get to a spot of, okay, you better sell me. You better sell me on this. Sell me on it. You better close me. If you don't close me on this, your product sucks. That's not the generally what it has to happen out of somebody that makes something great, right? Usually what has to happen is, man, I can't tell you exactly how I built the DeLorean. I cannot tell you and put you through the steps.
Well, Chris could tell you,
right? Yeah, Chris could do that, right? But that's not like I'm going to comprehend it all. You know what I mean? Chris can go day and explain the entire process of doing it, and I'm going to be like, man, that's awesome.
That's really cool, bro.
So how do you drive it? And you know, I can add nothing to that talk, but I can enjoy the ride.
It's so true, right? Everything's exciting. This whole thing's exciting. And I just remembered what I was going to bring up earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in really quick. But, you know, you're talking about, this is a subprime thing, and I love it. And you guys are getting into the subprime world because you realize that there was something that was missing at your previous employment, right? So what you did before that was you noticed that the used car world was kind of behind times. So I'm going to tell you guys, the subprime world is behind times. So you are definitely jumping into it's cool how you're jumping from one pond to another, but it's the right jump, and it's into the right pond with the right amount of fish, because you're definitely doing it the right way. You're going to have that new bait that no one else has. So it's going to be that one that every fish is just jumping on, one to take the bait, you know? So I really believe that. I think that it's really cool that you guys have done it once and now you're doing it again. So I could tell you, if you guys had that same tenacity that you had with this last company and with, you know, what you did before to use with this, there's no doubt it's going to be successful. The idea is golden. It's golden. And I'm not saying this because you're on my show. The idea is golden. I'm the subprime hero. I love this idea. I can't believe I didn't come up with this idea. You know what I mean?
Well, you kind of did.
In some cases,
to you.
Yeah, in some cases we do come up with ideas. We sit there and we're, man, you know what would be great is if we did find a way for customers to refinance the car. And then it's like, great idea, cool, have zero a way to actually make it an application.
But that's y'all's strength,
I mean?
right
That's
there.
what you do.
Yeah, I'm so glad we've connected, because I can tell you, I have tons of these ideas. I'll throw them at you guys. We'll have fun
we're
with
the
them.
lucky ones, exactly. Send them over.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's great. I really believe, and I'm looking forward to watching it grow, because now that obviously we know about it in the early stages, Lou and I kind of feel like we got exclusives here in a sense.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, you car guys and car gals out there. You need to get on this. But seriously, I'm excited with Clutch, folks. I have it running down at the bottom. If you guys see it, go check out their site. Have your clients look at it. If you have family members that need a vehicle that need to be refinanced, check out with Clutch, because I'm sure if they can help you, they will. And that's what they're doing. They're just trying to help people, folks. With Clutch. What a cool name, With Clutch. I like it. I don't think you guys need to change that. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, then we'll stick to it.
If you need a good refinance touch, get you some with Clutch.
That's the guy. He's the one. He'll come up with those all day.
Amazing.
Again, we're all going to play our part, folks. So, car guys, car gals, this has been a great episode of some fresh news. Woo! And man, we are coming in with the clutch, and I'm excited about it. You guys need to go check that out. Website is up and activated, and I can't wait to tell you and share testimonials of customers that come back to us to say, Lou, holy cannolis, Batman, you saved me a whole bunch of money by referring me to these to this actual system that's helping me out, and I'll be back in next year to trade as I pay down this balance a little bit, or this gets into a better spot. I'm excited to see results from it. We've discussed it all before, guys, and I can't tell you how motivated I am to see this go to work for customers, and it actually have some great success, and it turn into something even better and bigger as we learn together. And the great thing is that these are humble guys that are prepared to make the adjustments as need be, because they're going to be listening. That's one thing that they did great. They listened to what a couple of car guys actually said, and they've applied it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take what some guys that are really developing and creating new solutions are doing and say, you know what? I can't be so committed to the old school that I don't take tools that are better for me. You know what I mean? I need to be smart enough to listen to a tool,
embrace it,
philosophy, and apply it to my life.
Embrace it. The more tools you have, the better. That's period. You know, it's like you talk to any mechanic out there. The more tools they have, the easier the job is for them, because they have the right tool for whatever that project is. So, man, you guys definitely have tools. You guys are Swiss Army knives. I'm telling you. No, it's neat. I'm excited because I feel like now that we've become friends over this time, and I actually have your personal phone numbers. If I have an idea, I'm gonna send a text to you guys, because now I know where to send it.
Yeah,
I promise you I will.
Something together. It'd be so fun.
I would love that, Nikki. I seriously, and I could tell you I'm going to, because now I know people in this world, and I didn't before, you know. So it's cool to have that connection. That's what this whole show is about for us. This show has been about trying to make the car business better, upshifting people and uplifting them, and just doing everything that we can to make this better for people, and not just for salespeople. Because the idea is we want our salespeople out there to get better. We want dealers to get better at what they do. And then I want them to make sure, so it gives the client the better experience. So clients are not so, I'm only going to go to Carvana because I don't want to deal with salespeople. You know, I don't want that. I want people to be like, I only want to go to see salespeople because they treat me so good. You know, they did everything right for me. They made sure I had the best loan. I was in a bad situation, but they got me hooked up with Clutch. And now I'm going to have my, you know, with phase 2, they're going to, now I started with this rate, but at the end of it all, I'll be at this rate, and it's such a better situation.
Testimonial videos.
I see it all over the place. I'm excited. I think you guys should be excited. I think you guys are excited about it.
Yeah.
You have to be. You guys just took a huge leap of faith to do this for your company, but it's not
at a time where Carvana is only becoming more needed, more of a
talked about
a
big
product
time
that is soaring. You know what I mean? And that's very I don't know. It's very car guy coffee of you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, folks,
that was a good crisis. I told you, don't waste a good crisis.
Don't ever waste a good crisis. You're right. I absolutely did not waste this crisis. I kicked butt this whole crisis. I worked my butt off. But, guys, I appreciate you guys. This is the fresh news section. We're going to come back, folks, here in a second. We're going to talk about the jump box and some car guy confession sessions.
We'll be
right back.